Hello, my name is Galmdida from Consolidator and Research Center. Welcome to our webinar on budget analysis in Microsoft Excel. I'm the lead analyst and training coordinator at Consolidator and Research Center. Let's discuss budgeting. What is budgeting and who needs to budget? Those people with a lot of money, anybody, or who should be budgeting? So according to the finance literacy report, that 90% of people do not record or do not have budget for their finance. And you know what? Those rich people you are seeing around, they are good budgeters. If you do not plan, then plan to fail comes in. So most probably, when you are not rich, you will be having that you have not planned well. Only people who can become rich without planning are those people who gamble. And you know what? Most of them lose their concentration or lose what they have by just few years. Okay, they become bankrupt because they don't know the virtue of managing resources. So let's go to what we have and discuss what is budgeting. Budgeting is the process of creating an income and spending plan. So you should be planning for your income and also for your expenditure. So budget is simply a financial plan. I hope we're together. So if you, because of this time limitation, if you have any question, you can reach to us as quick as possible, and we are going to respond in what we are going to discuss. So why budgeting and who should be budgeting? Budgeting is for everybody. Everybody have income, whether from your parent, whether from your employer, whether from anybody. Budgeting has got the income. So, I mean, you know, it is too cold here. So you just understand how I'm taking you through this. Okay, just too cold. So everybody needs to budget. Budgeting is balancing according to what you get. Okay, so you should know how to budget on very little amount that you have, so that you will not getting into a bad debt. You will not losing your analysis and your management of your finance. So it is clear from what we are seeing that we budget. So budget communicates your plan. When you have budget, you have clear plan for your money. Don't lose the plan. As we said earlier, when you fail to plan, you are failing. Break down long-term strategies to short-term financial plan. So when you have budget, you have long-term financial plans, and you are going to break it down. Let's say you want to buy a house after some times, or even buying a good car, your dream car. So for you to achieve that long-term strategy, long-term plan, you need short-term financial strategy. It also provide or give you an evaluation or a benchmark for evaluation. So if you said at the beginning of a month that you are going to spend this on this part of your expenses, and then at the last you fail to do, then you have a time to actually, what happened to me? What happened to what I was providing? Or what happened to my budget? So you review it, and then you make some changes or some adjustment in other period or the coming month. Budgeting your money may not be helping you to earn a lot of money, but it will help you to manage the money you have very wisely. Why should you plan as individual, as a head of house, as a household? Why you should be planning for your money? Pay your living expenses, very important. You should be able to pay your rent, pay your electricity, pay your water on time, and avoid getting into some unnecessary loans. Okay, keep debt at manageable level. So as I try to say, when you plan for what you have, and you give everything that you have a priority. So and a scale, so that you are not going to invest in something which might not be uh, very crucial at this hour. So you have to manage your debt by real planning. So you also save extra for life enjoyable. So some of us really need to enjoy life. Okay, go to Masai Mara Park, go to Mombasa Beach at the end of a period, or at the end of a quarter, or at the end of a year. Go visit some places. So money is making life enjoyable. And if you fail to plan, then you may not have money to go for those trips, those nice vacation and everything. Avoid constant money anxiety. The youths in Kenya, you know, we most of us, that is the youth, we don't plan, but every time we hear of money, you just get anxious. You don't know, what will happen to me, what will be if this happens. So money anxiety is all over, and it may affect your mental health. You get a money and you start in something maybe not even uh, spend it on something not even necessary to you. So you should be avoiding money anxiety if you plan well. So budgeting also makes you to avoid impulse spending. Impulse spending is unplanned spending. So when do you get into unplanned spending? When you have, or when people are in good mood. Let's say after the webinar, I get very happy. Say, let me treat myself with a bottle of wine, champe. No, sijasema tunakunywa, lakini so we can decide to have something after maybe a good performance and everything. But when you know your budget and you stick to your budgeting, you might not getting into such a spending behavior. When people are in bad mood, when you feel like you are having hard time, maybe you are not in good mood, somebody insulted you, you expected something, it didn't happen, so you feel like, I really feel bad, let me go treat myself. Impulse spending, right? On vacation, and you go to somewhere, when you travel, you feel like, why can't I spend this? And then you are not following your budget plan, and you are going into something not as good as maybe you have expected to. When with certain people, so I usually spend much when I'm with my girlfriend, and you do the same when you are with your boyfriend. And people do tend to spend much when they are some particular person. If you don't have plan for this, if you have not planned for gift, so budgeting will help you avoid impulse spending. Okay. So, and budgeting is not something that you do overnight and make it success. It is a process. Okay. You create let's say at the beginning of a month, you analyze it at the end of the month and revise your objective. Have I achieved my objective? I wanted to clear my debt. Did I clear my debt? Okay. And then you create again for the next part of the month, for the next month, or for the next quarter, or for the next year. But my advice is, at the beginning, if you have never created a budget. Don't start with budgeting for long-term period like a year. Even not even for a quarter, just have the budget for a month, and then from there you learn your spending nature, how you spend. Then from there you go on and have it in for longer period of time. Okay, now I want us to create our budget in Microsoft Excel. This is important because Excel comes with a lot of freedom that you can type, you can get a very look of it, and also you can track your processes. It doesn't mean you can't do it on a piece of paper, but how are you going to track? What type of graph or visualization can you make out of it? It might be helping you. So that is why I've chosen Excel, since it is very simple to use. So let's now go to Excel and see what we are having. You have to take your time. If you have not introduced to Excel, what we are going to have here is very simple, straightforward, and I might call it very direct. And anybody who have ever used a spreadsheet, it won't be taking you much of the time. So allow me to now open our budget analysis spreadsheet that we have for this training. And remember, this might not be all you have to do for your budgeting, but this is just a simple guide that will help you to create your own. And if it might be difficult for you, then you can consult us and we help you in creating your budget. So the first thing that I have in my budgeting spreadsheet is categories. So under categories, what do we have? So for categories, I have mode. So what is the mode of payment? Okay. In my country, people mainly use cash. That is where they pay through cash. We have M-Pesa. This is mobile money that we use. And also, bank. Categories of income and expenditures are mainly fixed and variable. Fixed is you are very sure of what you are going to earn or what you are going to spend for that period of time. Let's say for something like rent, you know exactly how much you are going to pay. You may not be able to pay less or pay more over that fixed period of time. Variable expenses. Let's say you want to give a gift for some group, for your parent, for your kids, and so on. So for this gift, you cannot have it at maybe the exact amount every time, okay? So you also have the salary. Salary is it fixed or what? So I don't know. Some people do not have fixed salary. Some people do have, so on. Rental income, if you have rental income, is it fixed? Commission, if you are earning some commission, is there any income from your shop, and so on. And then simple expenses categories, you might have been breaking down how you are going to spend so that you track your spending live. So you have housing, and the housing you might be having something like rent, electricity, and so on. So that is good one. So let me talk to somebody so that they stop disturbing me. My friend, you keep quiet, okay? Yes, thank you. So somebody around me is just trying to do something funny. I don't know, maybe, maybe she's on a phone call, I don't know, but I have to do it like that, yeah. So we have communication, we have food and grocery. So what is the plan for your food? You have transport expenses, you have clothing, you have medical expenses, you have living expenses like transaction cost, like What else do you have in life expenses? So all those entertainment, movies, if you are a gamer, is it a game? I don't know. If you do some gaming, then there is some expenses. If you do some vacation, then there is that living expenses, and also loan repayment, and also savings. Okay. So the period, how are you going to spend over this period? Are you spending daily? Are you spending weekly? Or how are your income? Are they daily, weekly, monthly, or so on? So from here, we go directly to budget plan. Okay, before we go to that month, before we go to that quarter, before we go to that year, we have to have our own budgeting plan. So let's go to our budget plan and see how we can budget. Here, I have at the beginning of the period, I have cash at hand, cash in bank, and M-Pesa balance. So when you have to start the new budget for a new period, you should be having something in your account. If it is nil, again, it is good. Fine. Maybe you have stuck to your budget. So let's assume for this lecture, we have our own balance from the last period. This is 31st July 2021. This is how your balance looks. So it is Kenya shilling 13,297 is your balance. So doing this is just simple data entry that you all know in Excel. Then calculating this, we are going to use sum function. Okay. Then planned income. You should be having your planned income. So how have you planned for your coming month? So I have my salary after all deduction, after tax, after pension deduction and everything. I have 12,000. I have rental income at 2,000, commission 3,000 that I get monthly. Commission is mostly variable income, and I also have shop, which gives me 100 per day. Okay. Sorry for that. I told you it is really cold out here, so you understand us. So you have to get the total. For example, if you have monthly, then at the end of the month, your total will be exactly that amount, right? But if you have some period other than monthly, then you should also be getting the total for that month. Let's say for 100, I have to get it as 3,100 because I multiplied by 31 because you have 31 days in the month of August, sorry. This should not be done manually. You know, there is a problem that this might be a long list that you want it to be updating automatically. So if you do this manually, then you will be having maybe your work might not be as simple as you will be having it. So this is the formula that we use, that is nested if you have ever interacted with Excel and also have maybe the basic of Excel, you know how to do nested if. And if you have not interacted with Excel before, then I have a simple course for you, the online course that you can do whatever you want from anywhere you are and also at your own pace. So don't feel being left out on this webinar if you have not covered Excel before. So you can actually reach us and we help you on how to get access to our course. Our course might be broken down into also topical wise so that you can just study a topic on pivot table, let's say, or a topic on time in Excel and payroll. The simple breaking down of our topic will help you to achieve maybe the place that you have not covered in Excel. If it is Power Pivot, if it is data visualization in Excel, so you can easily get to the point. If you want to have the whole package again, you can still have. Thank you. So this is how you do the summing for the varying period, and then you get the total by summing on totals on this side. Again, the important thing, it comes in where we create the drop down. So here you can see I have a drop down where I can select it monthly, weekly, daily, quarterly, and so on. How are you going to create this? You just click on any cell or the cell that you want to create a validation for and say equals, actually not equals, you click on the cell that you want to create that for and go to data. You go to data validation and you give from any value, you give it a list. And now here you can type, let's say daily, monthly, comma monthly, so on. Say okay. So when you click here, you get daily, monthly from your drop down. This looks good, right? Again, from having it through daily, monthly, you can also do it by using cell references. If you have the list of the categories here of the period, you can go and select the list of the period in your list, and it will be updated automatically. So let's go to our planned expenses, and you have them here, just the simple data entry, the simple formula, and you have the total of your planned income. Planned expenses. So here at the beginning, we have planned income at 20,100 and planned expenses at 19,900. So where is your $200 went? So you have to be accounting for every cent. That is why I said at the beginning of the lecture that this is just a guide. So you should not be leaving anything out. Any cent that you are planning to earn, then you have to be planning it in something, whether saving, whether for vacation, whether for food. And so you are not going to leave anything behind, because when you leave it behind and you have some other plans, you might be thinking that this is really extra money from heaven, and you start spending it for something that is not what you need, maybe just what you want. Okay, so just differentiate the priority and prioritize everything and spend on what really matters to you. So let's go to transaction. After you have planned, now the real month is here, and you have done your transaction as in here. So you have 100 from your business, you have these expenses throughout the month, and you realize that your income is Kenya shilling 20,000. You have planned 20,100. Where's 100 left? So by the end of this month, you have started noticing some limitation in your income. Some limitation on your income. That is when you go back and revise what you have there, okay? Then you also have total expenses is 13,808. You have planned 19, so you have spent 30, which is good, but where the other money is should be your concern now. I've planned for spending this, I've not spent. What am I going to do on it? How am I going to budget? This might not something that makes you very happy, because maybe this is the first time you have created your budget, so you don't know for sure how you are going to spend, what are your income. So it just shows that you have not learned a lot. It doesn't mean you have passed your expectation. So don't celebrate much on when you find you really spend less than you have planned. In fact, you have to know that you have of course, you can't maybe get the exact value you have planned, but when it varies this way, it shows that you don't know your spending behavior. So for the next month, when you plan, you try to plan exactly. And for the remaining balance, don't spend it on something, trying to appreciating yourself for being a good budgeter, okay? Just breathe in and take a look on how you are going to have your next budgeting well. The most important part comes here at the budget analysis and the insight you are going to have. Okay, yeah. So planned income and planned expenses, you can see them here. Planned income is 20,100 and planned expenses are 19,900. So you have to be start to ask yourself, where will be my this amount went? So you start planning on that. You start asking yourself and also giving yourself answers, okay? Again, from here, you cannot see other figures that you only be having graph, but what you should be sure in Excel that make Excel stand out from maybe drawing your budget on a piece of paper or in a book or in another software is the visualization it gives you. If you are presenting for an organization, it will be simple presentation for you to do that. Again, these graphs that we are having here are connected to the data themselves. So let's go back here and maybe for planned income, let's say I'm not going to get this, I've not gotten this income from the shop, and I say just delete. You see it is changing to 17,000 from 20,100. And what will be happening to my graph? My graph also reached 17,000. So it is connected to the other sheet on the Excel. So that is why Excel is so powerful in doing this and more calculation on your budgeting. So let's go back to our value and continue. So let's go to actual income and expenses. So you have actually, your income is this lower than your planned and your expenses. So this means you are not a very good budgeter, especially on your expenses. Of course, there is some variety, but this really varied, okay? Maybe you have not saved, maybe you have not achieved something that you wanted. So next time you start noticing where you have loopholes in your expenses. Planned versus actual income. Your actual income is, you might be changing the figures, like let the real things having deeper color and the planned thing having the lighter color, as maybe you are seeing here. 20,000, well, here you have made a mistake because you should be very sure, almost very sure of what your income is. Actual expenses and actual income are as that, then you start trying to know where you are lying. We have balance or ending amount 19,489. You can almost buy something, right? So for your long-term plan now, you have started realizing that you can plan for some bigger things, but don't leave it this way. Like, this is my ending balance, let it be just visible from there. No, you should be getting away on how to spend what you have left. And the starting amount, you have started at 13,000, now you have added and you have a good amount of money in your account, but it is now the time you are going to budget for this remaining amount with the coming period of time. Then lastly, the spending history. You should be knowing the portion of your income and the portion of your expenses. Now from the graph or from the pie chart, I can easily see that housing is where most of my expenses is. 39% is not a small percentage. So I start thinking on how to make housing cost to be lower, and also how to work on that. Living expenses, food and grocery, transport. So maybe my transport for this month is low because I've not traveled. maybe for next month, I have some other traveling that will going to cost me some money, and you start realizing that maybe this doesn't mean the same every month. And then, so we have created some simple budget in Excel, and it doesn't mean that we have everything that is getting us on the way. So we are now have the basic of budgeting, the importance of budgeting, and also some more things so that we get a touch of our budgeting. I'm sure most of you wanted to really see the Excel itself, the complex formulas, and I didn't want to go deeply into that because I know most of us, or maybe some of us, have not interacted well with the Excel. So let's go back to our presentation here, or my slides here. And as we conclude, our services are at Console Data and Research Center. We create or we train advanced Excel, SPSS, R, Python, Stata, SAS, MySQL, and also QuickBooks. So you can get in touch with us. We give both physical and online training, and maybe at this generation of data science, big data, data analytics, and so on, these softwares are really the market and also help you in the job market. We also do market research for both the startup and also established companies and organizations. We do social research. We do political research for those people who are interested in. Our team really dedicated in research, and also, yeah, data collection, data analysis. If you have a big data and you could not get something from it, it is very important you get the insight from your data for real decision making. So we will help you in making sense out of your data, and yeah, you can reach us anytime and get help of it. We have short online courses like Certified Research Assistant, Certified Business Data Analyst, Inventory Analyst, Certified Business Data Analyst, and many more courses, the short courses. So if you are interested in any of these courses, then you can get in touch with us, and we will help you on this. So of course, we are going to share the recording with you if you have joined off lately, and also help you on things that you might be having. We can also send you the template for budget for free, and so that we will be on the same page. So it doesn't mean we will be ending here, but if you realize that you are good with us, then you can still join us with the services that we deliver, or also say goodbye to us, which is very difficult to us. Okay, with that, I really appreciate your presence. I say thank you, and I appreciate you joining us this evening and making this presentation really good and productive. So I really want to see you again and again as we keep on having this talk. And also, if you want us to cover any other topic, you can reach to us through the email that we are going to emailing you with, because I see myself not created the contact handles, but we are going to reach you, and you are really welcome on anything that you want to contribute. With that, I really say a big thank you, and also appreciate your time, and encourage you to work on yourself, to plan, and if you don't plan because you are planning to fail, I wish you a happy learning. Thank you and enjoy learning as we end this great productive meeting. Thank you.